You talked about being a new dad. You're an older new dad, but you're a new dad. How has parenthood changed you?
Oh my goodness. Well, first of all, the absolute best thing I could have done was wait.
Mm, say
Um,
more.
there is, you know, not too many days go by in my life that I don't give thanks to the universe for giving me the wisdom and wherewithal to have waited to be a parent, um, to have waited for my wife and I to cross paths, which is a
You
crazy
needed to
story.
meet her first in order to have this
Yeah,
child.
yeah, and even I tell you on our first date, um, which wasn't like we met through mutual friend, and I was on hiatus from dating and relationships and any of that stuff. So I was really just kind of like going to meet a friend of a friend, and we're going to have dinner and whatnot. But I remember that first day I was like, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to have kids. I think I'm because I was on this hiatus from relationships and dating, and I had finally made peace with I'm 40 at the time. I was like 44, 45. Maybe I'm not cut out to for parenthood. um I've had really wonderful relationships in my life, and maybe this next chapter of my life is about something that's just much bigger than marriage and kids.
Mm.
um and then fast forward, I was the one who was like, what do you think about starting a family?
Yeah, that's
you
great.
know it's just one of those things. Like, I totally get when people say, you know you know you
Yeah,
know
when you found the person.
Yeah, and I've been in long-term relationships, uh, more years of my adult life than I
Mm.
had. So when I hear people say, when conceptually, that always sounded cool. Okay, I get it. But it wasn't until I met my wife and I was like, that's what people are talking about.
Right. This is the
No,
Claire and Cliff love that I've
this
been
is,
dreaming about.
man, like, wow, that's it. And once I got it, there was a no-brainer. There was never any second guessing. And then I look at our daughter, and once again, I know that I could not have been as effective a husband and father, uh, even 5 years earlier.
Mm.
You know. So again, the best thing I could have done was wait. And I always tell men, uh, take your time, just wait. Don't do it because we have our own biological clocks, if you
You
will.
do. Men have their own biological clocks.
And it's like, you know what? Don't go by that time frame. Like,
Or don't go by the woman's because there's a lot of pressure. I'm
yeah,
sure Malcolm Jamal Warner along the way has had a lot of pressure to be that man to fill a
I've,
woman's biological
I've,
clock.
I've dodged a few bullets in my in my lifetime. Yeah, but I tell men, I was like, just don't you need to be absolutely sure. And before becoming a father, I knew that, and it was one of the reasons why I had not become a father earlier, because I understood that you needed to be absolutely sure. And now, as a father, I have the experiential knowledge. This is something you have to be absolutely sure about, because just being a parent is no joke. I don't understand how parents can do it, by themselves.
Mhm.
My wife and I, we've been together. We're going on 6 years. Um, we have never had, we've never had a fight, an argument, a raised voice, a harsh word. We've never called each other out each other's names. That's just not how we operate. One, we met when we were a little older in life, so there are communication skills that there are tools that we have, but we don't have to, get down like that. Even though we don't agree, we do not agree on everything, but there's a way that we just know how to communicate.
Mhm.
Even with that, it's a lot of work. you
Mhm.
know, it's a lot of work. Being parents is a lot of work, and still having the uh, so they're parents, and then there's husband and wife.
Mm-hmm.
So still being able to have those be separate entities yet together, it's a lot of work. So for people who don't necessarily, couples can love each other but not necessarily like each other,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So I have no idea how parents either do it by themselves or do it together and don't necessarily like each other, because loving and liking my wife to the nth degree still work.
It still works. I'm so happy for you, Malcolm. And you
Thank
know, it's possible. I've been married for 17 years, and have we've not hollered or fought with each other in 17 years. I mean, we've had disagreements,
you. Yeah,
but it's
yeah,
possible to be that way and then be unified in raising your children. We
yes.
have two. I just wanted to tell you that you're year five, 6 years in. It's possible to go even the span.
I
Um,
love. Thank you for that.